Jay-Z's lawsuit continues and the extortion and defamation case lives on. What's up? It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report, and let's get to it. So, we're going to break this down. At a recent court proceedings in the Jay-Z extortion and defamation case against Tony Buzzbe, based on the latest developments as of March 29, 2025, this is going to focus on Judge Epstein's tentative ruling. Now, Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against Houston attorney Tony Buzzbe in Los Angeles Superior Court in November 2024, initially alleging extortion after Buzzbe sent demand letters seeking a settlement over rape allegations made by an anonymous Jane Doe. These allegations claim that Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs assaulted her at a 2000 VMAs after party when she was just 13. Jay-Z later added a defamation claim asserting Buzzbe damaged his reputation by linking him to these accusations publicly. Buzzbe, representing Jane Doe, has fought to dismiss this case, arguing his actions were protected under litigation privilege. The case took a turn when Jane Doe dismissed her own lawsuit in February 2025, but new evidence emerged that shifted the court's perspective this week. Now, what happened in court? Judge Epstein, back in February 2025, Judge Epstein had leaned toward dismissing the extortion claim, suggesting Buzzbe's demand letters were part of a standard legal practice and protected under litigation privilege. He allowed parts of the defamation claim to move forward based on Buzzbe's public statements and social media activity. Now, the new evidence seemed to have changed everything. This week, Jay-Z's team submitted a recorded conversation from February 2025 between private investigators and Jane Doe at her Alabama home. In the recording, Jane Doe allegedly said it was more Diddy, but Buzzbe brought Jay-Z into it, quote, and agreed Jay-Z didn't have anything to do with any actual acts towards her. She also implied that Buzzbe pushed her to name Jay-Z. Now, Buzzbe's defense, his attorney Samuel Munoz, argued the recording were improper and inadmissible. He claimed the investigators ambushed Jane Doe, intimidated her, and recorded her without consent, violating California law, though Alabama law permits one-party consent. Munoz said this breached attorney-client privilege and that the statements were taken out of context. Jay-Z's lawyer, Robert Schwartz, responded from Quinn Emanuel. He responded and he countered that. He said Jane Doe wasn't threatened. She could have walked away and that the recording was legal in Alabama. Schwartz admitted the investigators were hired by someone who works for Mr. Carter, but claimed Jay-Z didn't personally know about it, suggesting an assistant acted independently for plausible deniability. Now, Judge Epstein, his take from that, he acknowledged that the ethical gray area, saying, I don't love surreptitious recordings, but we don't export our laws to other jurisdictions. He was skeptical of Jay-Z's claim of ignorance, noting his fingerprints are all over this, whether he knew about it or not. However, he ruled the evidence was admissible for this motion. It wasn't Carter's lawyers directly contacting a representative party, which would have been a clear ethical violation. Now, the judge then scolded Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Epstein questioned the propriety of the investigators' visit, implying it was a calculated move by Jay-Z's camp. He remarked, the only reason Carter doesn't know is because people wanted to give him plausible deniability. This was a subtle rebuke of Roc Nation's tactics, suggesting they orchestrated the investigation to bolster their case while keeping Jay-Z's hands clean. The context was the judge didn't outright accuse Jay-Z of misconduct, but expressed unease about the surreptitious nature of the recording and the power imbalance of investigators showing up unannounced at Jane Doe's house. The judge then went and scolded Tony Buzzbe. Now, Epstein took aim at Buzzbe by pressing his team on the implication of Jane Doe's statements. If she didn't authorize the demand letters or intend to sue Jay-Z, Epstein asked, doesn't that undermine your litigation privilege argument? He challenged Buzzbe's claim of thorough vetting. hinting that rushing to name Jay-Z without client consent could reflect actual malice in the defamation context or extortionary intent. Now, this wasn't a direct dressing down, but a pointed questioning of Buzzbe's process, especially since Buzzbe had publicly boasted about investigating claims fully before filing, a standard he might not have met here. Now, the outcome of the hearing is tentative, ruling for now. That just means at this very moment, this is the direction the judge is leaning. Now, he didn't finalize his order on March 26th due to time constraints. All right. He actually had to oversee another trial involving Soulja Boy, but that's another video for another day. He indicated he'd give Buzzbe's objections additional thought, but seemed inclined to let both claims proceed based on the new evidence. Now, the hearing was cut short, leaving some arguments unresolved, particularly around the admissibility, the weight of the Alabama recording. So, the next court date. The hearing is scheduled to continue on April 7, 2025 in Los Angeles Superior Court. This will be the next opportunity for both sides to argue further and for Judge Epstein to issue a final ruling on whether the extortion and defamation claims survive Buzzbe's motion to strike, which is the anti-slap motion. What do we expect to happen? Epstein, when this date comes, Epstein will likely clarify his stance on the investigators' evidence and decide if Buzzbe's actions cross into unprotected territory. This could set the stage for discovery, where Jay-Z's team might seek more evidence from Buzzbe and Jane Doe. So if you ask me, this is something that Buzzbe does not want. Buzzbe wants this thrown out without reaching to discovery. Jay-Z's team, they want depositions. So they're hoping it gets to discovery, right? Remember, they are the ones proceeding with the lawsuit. They're the ones instigating the lawsuit. So they hope it does get to discovery, all right? So y'all let me know what you think down below. Judge Epstein tentatively so far decided that this is going to move forward. All right? And we're going to find out in April whether he still feels that way or whether he's given some extra thought to what Buzzbe's saying and changes his mind. These tentative decisions don't always stay the same. Sometimes the judge thinks it over and then they go and change their mind. But we will find out. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Who do you think has the upper hand? Which way do you think the judge is leaning? Do you think Jay-Z is going to get this case extended? Or do you think Judge Epstein will toss this out or toss out at least the extortion case and just leave a couple of defamation claims? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. We'll catch you on the next one.